Hello, everybody, and welcome to Backer Pause. We're doing the soft open because I want to talk about a few things. Advertised on the live broadcast, which happened at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you're not watching this at 10:30 a.m., this was pre-recorded. I might be in the chat to answer questions while it's live later this evening, as we will keep the show at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. over the summer was one of the places people really felt comfortable. We played around with our timing, and we found a way to, and they actually changed the stuff with StreamYard. It's weird on Facebook, just as a heads up. They're now asking for different things. For those who don't know, when you go live on StreamYard, for whatever reason, it makes your video private. Just as a heads up. So back to the point. A lot of people wanted Backer Pause to be in prime time on Wednesday nights. We tried it over the summer. And by the way, for those who don't remember, this is our last show. First off, this is the last show. I'm having an ADHD today. The ADHD moments today. For those who don't know, today is the last show of the summer. And I have been wearing tank tops the entire summer because we've been on summer vacation. It's been the summer of heroics, and at nights and Friday nights, it's been the Friday night fetishes. And we've brought you a lot of interesting program this summer, and we learn things. We always like to learn things and bring you the most interesting programming. One of the things we've learned, thanks to the new feature on StreamYard, which allows you to pre-record programs, is the fact that we will keep our 9 p.m. time slot. It is what you guys want. So 9 p.m. every Wednesday, you will get a Backer Pause. Backer Pause, by default, is meant to be no longer than a 1-hour show. We will talk about Backer Pause, and we will do a quick Backer Pause version on the end of this program meeting once I'm done with a few things that we want to clear the air about. I advertised when we went live today that the COMiX DEViL would return to Backer Pause to clear the air about a controversy. We will be doing that in just a minute. We'll get to that, I promise. For right now, I just wanted to take a moment and acknowledge the fact that this show has now recorded over 50, being under the Backer Pause moniker. It has recorded over 50 episodes. We're more than likely heading into our 60s. So we've been doing this not only a year, but you go back to Kickstarter Pause. This is over 2 years old, which means we're over our 100th episode. Going even further, this started as Kickstarter Talk. So for 4 years, as soon as Facebook turned on the ability to do basically videos, I've been finding a way to hold a camera here and look at the screen and do things. And that's what we've been trying to do. And as you can see in this summer, I've been pumping up. No, I'm kidding. I just lifted up my arm and I was like, my arm looks small. I was such a girl for a second. And don't take that the wrong way. Women understand what I mean. You look in the mirror and you don't like what you see. I'm like feeling small today. Anyway, enough about my vanity. We've done this a lot. I've done a lot of this crowdfunding. I've seen it. As a matter of fact, let's look it up real quick. When Kickstarter, okay, so Kickstarter, for the information, went live. Let's see, Kickstarter went live. Trying to see if they, I can't, when did Kickstarter go live? So Kickstarter went live on April 28th, 2009. So currently that would make Kickstarter 12 years old. COMiX, if I'm not mistaken, and from my experience with this, you didn't really start hearing about COMiX on Kickstarter until about 2016, 2015, 2014. Around 2013 to 14 is when you started to hear about people starting to talk about, hey, you could use crowdfunding to do it. This is the same time that print on demand started to become a thing. Suddenly, we were able to print on demand. And it was a change in the comic book industry that was going to be it forever felt. print on demand at this point was beginning to expand to newer locations. I think one of the earliest places to print on demand, uh, they they had started printing, I want to say in the early 2000s, probably around 2004, 2005. Before that, it was really unheard of. So now you had these two things coming together to create this new industry that was going to pop up that we all are part of right now. And I've gotten to literally watch it grow because I have been going to New York Comic Cons. Oh my, I have been going to New York Comic Cons. I want to say my sister was 16 and she's in her 30s now. All right. Well over 16 years. We've been going since since there was a New York Comic Con. When New York Comic Con first started, we went to the Big Apple Comic Con, which is celebrating its 25th anniversary. So that means I was going to the the Big Apple Comic Con, which is going to be celebrating 25 years this September. Now, this month, we'll be celebrating 25 years. And I was probably at one of the first ones over in Madison, right in the Penn Station area, Madison Square Garden area, right across the street. And the reason I'm bringing this all up is I want you to have a context for how long I have been studying comics and paying attention to it. So when I talk about crowdfunding, I talk about it from a very studied position. Now, I don't always follow the trends. I don't always like the things that happen. I haven't liked how certain things have happened, and I have learned and grown my opinion on crowdfunding. With that said, and just giving you a history of how long I've been following all of the crowdfunding, there's been this new thing that's been arising right now, and I've seen it year after year. Bunch of creators wind up running their mouths about how they're truly self-published, and if you go to crowdfunding, you're a fraud. You're not really independent. You're not all that. So we're going to start off with me TikToking today. I'm going to show you my response after days of hearing this. And this wasn't going to be the show we were going to have today. Today, I was just going to give you some wrap up of the summer. But now, I feel like I almost have to make this video. So with that said, let me show you.
It's that time of year again where someone's accusing someone of being a fraud because they used Kickstarter and crowdfunding to crowdfund. Oh my God. Oh, the horrors, you frauds. Look, there's no way not to hear that advice is privilege. It costs thousands of dollars to make a comic book. Just because you can afford it doesn't mean that you get to force that ideology onto everyone else. Not just that, but you might not realize this, but that's actually really bad advice because crowdfunding, like Kickstarter, is a great way to meet a new audience. That's why even millionaire companies come to Kickstarter, because they can reach an audience that they might not be able to reach on another platform. You're not going to win an award for doing it all by yourself and doing it the hard way. Ice skating uphill is still very hard. Look, I don't mean to pick on you, but it's really bad advice. It's fraudulent, as a matter of fact, to say that people are frauds for actually doing what they're supposed to do at crowdfunding. That's the whole purpose of crowdfunding. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean everyone else should go your way. Crowdfunding helps creators creating. Get out of the way. Stop being jealous. Let people create however they want to create and stop telling them what creating is.
Yeah. So, as you can see, I was very honest about it. And I don't know. I think I'm sharing the wrong screen with you guys. Bear with me, wrong screen. So that actually takes place on our, ooh, I look like I froze. Did I unfreeze? Let's try that again. I think my camera might have froze. I'm just going to do a quick check here. Let's try that again. I think my camera might have froze. I'm just going to do a quick check here. All right. All right, I think we're live again. I think something might be up with StreamYard. Try to speak the truth, and this is what happens. Hopefully we're live. I will check. I saw us go dark. I exited the room. We're going to see if you guys can actually hear me. Hopefully you can. If not, looks like I'll be re-recording this today. All right, I think we're live again. All right, I think if you guys can hear me, just comment, or I'm going to be kind of pissed off later when I have to re-record this. So you try to tell the truth, and this is what happens. Anyway, back to what we were trying to talk about, which is, we're going to do the shared screen here. So all this information can be found at Comic Book Advocates on TikTok, or that video can be found. So we've also been doing what are going to be rundowns of the actual Kickstarter campaigns, by the way, on TikTok. So we're going to be bringing all of what you're sharing with us to TikTok as well. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. Okay, I think I'm live. I think if you guys can hear me, just comment. Yep, it looks like I'm moving around. So hopefully we're live. I'll check it the next time we do a video because we're not far off. So, all right. So we've established that the person who is running their mouth and talking about how evil it is to use crowdfunding is full of it. Now, I have to admit, there was a time when I watched crowdfunding kind of grow with COMiX, and I've even watched Kickstarter grow, and I've seen the GoFundMe attempts. We've seen Indiegogo. We've seen a couple failed attempts from people who are just trying to take advantage. We've seen some people genuinely trying to do something new. And of course, there's Kickstarter, the big daddy of them all. And in that time, my opinions have changed about it. This has definitely become a more monetized situation. Full disclosure, here we go. Because I'm going to be honest with everyone. I'm going to show behind the curtain. I have backed, it looks 479 projects. I will have backed probably 500 by the end of the year. This is not a flex moment. As a matter of fact, I feel bad. I feel like that number should be way higher. 2020, for like a lot of you, was financially devastating for me. And I could not at times even back my friends. I had to back their projects after a project had gone live, and I had to PayPal them the money. It was a very embarrassing year for me. I am not one of those people who runs around telling how much I spend. I'll be honest, there's a lot of projects I only put $1 into. I wish I had the money to do more. If you think about it, that's $479 guaranteed I've spent on projects. The truth is, I have spent several $1,000s on Kickstarter. It's not an exaggeration, and it's not a flex. I support creators. However, despite the fact that I support creators, the things I support as a fan first. So if I'm giving you $1, I might be supporting you just as a creator because I believe in you, and the project might not be for me. But if I'm getting a PDF, that's also sometimes because I know I can run into you on a Comic-Con circuit and buy the book from you. I also like PDFs for on-the-go stuff as well. I like books too, don't get me wrong. But certain times I do like to get the PDFs, especially when I'm first meeting someone, I can catch up with their stuff. And I have seen such great things wind up happening in the last couple of years on Kickstarter and such amazing projects. It's so hard to keep up with you guys. It's almost impossible to. There are so many great things that have been going on. Now, one of the things I'm going to suggest to all of you, and this will make a lot more sense in a minute, is if you're on Kickstarter, do not use your personal profile to kickstart things that you back projects for one reason. And here's the reason. Because you want an account with your publishing company to do it. So for a lot of the stuff that I'll be putting out this year, while CatDad will continue to go through my name because that's an awkward thing because it's with Scoot Comics, so I'm not going to build anything for CatDad at this moment. Being able to back your own campaign, and you should only back your campaign for $1, but backing it as the writer on file or whatever you are, artist, letterer, it sends out a message to everyone who's following you. I don't know if it says it up here. how many people are following me, but I think on mine it shows how many people are following me. I have like over 100 people following me. So every time I back something, it sends a clear message. So backing your own campaign for $1, it does help send that message. It's a way to actually advertise it. The reason I'm showing you all of this and giving you all this advice is want you guys to kind of understand Kickstarter a little bit more in the background end of it. Just because I back someone's campaign does not mean I expect them to back my campaign. It does not happen. I have not had one project with 479 people back it. That has not happened. And I don't expect anyone to back. As a matter of fact, I only want you back in. Hear me when I say this. Only back my projects for $1 if you believe in me, but don't like the project. And if you like the project, back it then. Do not back it out of some sort of form of obligation. Do not think that you are ever obligated to back any of my campaigns. I don't care if I just back your campaign. I have told people I don't back for back. If someone backs my campaign, I don't initially back their campaigns. I will throw them $1 if they got a good pitch and a good hustle, and I've told them that. I don't back for back. And that doesn't mean I won't back their campaign if they ask me to. If a friend asks me, hey, can you throw $1 in? No doubt. I throw $1 in. If I can financially afford it, I know it sounds like $1 is not a lot, but when you got a kid and you're a single dad, $1 sometimes can be the difference between that. $1 can cost you $36 in overdrafts. All right, guys. So sometimes even $1 can be a lot, but I try my hardest to support as many people as I can. It's not enough. There's so many of you doing such amazing projects. I'm so proud of this. We started off Kickstarter talk, and we were talking about 4 or 5 projects a month. There are times now where we talk about 20 to 25 projects in a given month. This summer saw an uptick in, I think we covered around 50 projects throughout the summer. That's the end of May to June, all of June, July, and we'll do some of all of August. So really 3 months, over 50 campaigns in that time period. 12 weeks, 50 campaigns. And we even took 2 weeks off. I actually took a little bit of vacation to spend with Jaxie. Wasn't exactly 2 weeks, but it wound up cooling off the backer pause pile. And now we're starting to see things come out. So I'm stressing to you guys this fact that Kickstarter is part community. And it is a great way to be part of something. That's something when people run their mouths about it being a fraud, they don't understand. And I'll put myself on screen for this one, because I'm sure it's going to be controversial. Here's the truth. If you are talking about how you're a self-publisher and you're only the real publisher because all the rest of us aren't independent publishers because Kickstarters are doing it, I've read these comments. Here's a realistic thing. We're putting ourselves out front and center. People see our successes and our failures. People judge us for the amount of money we raise, and they judge us for the amount of backers we have. Trust me, I know it. I've seen people screenshot private messages to show me what other people are saying about me. And that is just the reality of it. It's a public place. You're going to be out in public. So when you're this independent creator patting yourself on the back, and I said it in the video, because you have enough money to self-publish, that is a very privileged thing, first off. Good for you for having money. Not everyone has the same circumstances. You don't know someone else's life. How dare you judge them for even saying that they might need help to actually complete their actual campaign? They're doing nothing wrong. Kickstarter is literally there for them. So is Indiegogo. Do not use a GoFundMe. GoFundMe is not to make your comic book. But Indiegogo, Kickstarter are definitely places that are there for that. Listen, being as genuine as I can. We talked about being genuine today, too. Today's been a long day for me. Not a bad day, just long already. And I'm filming this at 10:49. I've been in it a few times already today. And I've been staying positive and just being honest. Here, look, you're hiding behind telling us how many sales you're having when we can't see it. You're telling us how good you're doing, patting yourself on the back. Let me tell you a little secret I've learned about some creators. Some creators go out and they order 20 books and then they brag about selling out. You ordered 20 books. I have gone through 40 books in a show, 20 books that won't impress me. But as long as you can hide behind those numbers, you're not being transparent. Well, on Kickstarter, there is a bit of transparency. Indiegogo, there is a bit of transparency. I'll address it. There's this thing called Kick Track. You can see when someone is putting their own money into their campaigns. I have made it a rule not to talk about that publicly. I can figure it out. I can do the math. And yes, people spike their own campaigns. I'll say this about it, and I'm going to leave this part of it as it is. If you're $1,000 short and you put $1,000 into your campaign and you get the book out there, I don't think you've done anything wrong. I'll say it. I think that you did the smart move, because that $1,000 you might have traded to get $3,000 or $4,000. So you only had to pay $1,000 out of a $4,000 budget. It's not really losing, is it? However, if you do that, don't brag, because some of us can see it. Some of us do notice it. I certainly do. I certainly see people spike their campaigns, and I find it very disingenuous when you go to social media, start bragging about how well you did. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't be fake. Because believe it or not, people see it, and I'm giving you a nice warning. If you have to do your own campaign to make it work, that's fine. Be grateful. Thank all the supporters. That's fine. But do not brag about success. Do not tell people how successful you are. Because I know there's a couple creators who have done that, and people know who they are, and it has certainly dampened their future with trust with everyone else. Kevin Johnson is here. He says, "How's it going, brother?" Kevin, what's going on, my man? I'm just trying to educate people about Kickstarter and that. Now, one of the things that I know Kickstarter has caused controversy, and I used to be different on this. I've grown, I've matured. Well, I won't say matured. I've seen, no, matured is fine. I've seen the errors in this idealism that I had at one point. Here we go. Kickstarters. I used to kind of think they shouldn't be used to be a place to pre-order. Like, I thought that there was a point where you as a creator should stop using it. Now, one of the reasons I've matured and I've changed with this is that the format, the placement of this actual site has changed as well. Now, I just broke my phone. Hopefully not. I dropped it, definitely not. All right, so here, I'm going to show our screen again. We're going to call it back up. And by the way, do I not have it? Yeah, here it is. Now, you're going to notice that in Continuum Comics, I have not backed anything with this campaign. I am not trying to do anything. We will not back any campaigns with Continuum Comics. As a publisher, and using this as the publisher thing, if you need me to have an account that's being a publisher account, a business account, backing things to back me, then you're not backing me for the right reason. I want you to back projects based on the merit of the projects. I want you to back it because you believe in us. If you think that somehow I have to now make Continuum Comics have 479 like mine, you're insane. You guys can check who's behind it. We're very clear about it. I am very much all over Continuum, as is Mike Seeley. You can check our personal accounts, and you can see I have supported as many creators as I can, as often as I can. And I, again, do not like that tit for tat. I don't like people bragging about how much they back other people for. I think it's very disingenuous. Make sure you subscribe to our TikTok channel before I turn it off, because I'm going to turn it off now. So here's why I use Kickstarter. Again, we're going to play this video.
So why do I use Kickstarter? This is a question I asked, so I'm going to answer it. For my latest campaign, CatDad and SuperMom, it all comes down to printing costs, getting a bigger awareness, because Kickstarter gives me that platform, and making sure we can pay for the art. Making comics is not a journey that is cost-free. As a matter of fact, art's generally going to be your most expensive cost in the entire project, and that's okay, because we've got some quality art from Handel, and he deserves to get paid. So we're going to go to Kickstarter, and we're going to ask you guys to help us out. You're going to get a quality book. You're going to get something that is unique and different. Hopefully, with some of the things that we get to offer is alternative rewards for you guys. You guys will be able to get different back issues. We try to take care of our backers, because our backers are the most important things to us, because you guys help us keep creating. So for me, it's always about helping me get the book to the public, and you guys can do that.
So that's why I crowdfund. However, you have to acknowledge now the game has changed. I would have used to gotten pissed off when I would see a big name show up at Kickstarter. But let's educate ourselves, shall we, and understand this. First off, whether you like it or not, people have now officially monetized Kickstarter. This is no longer just what it is. As a matter of fact, it needs to be shown using Scorpina. Number 3 revelations you guys can see right here. Rewards aren't guaranteed. This is new this year. We actually did not cover this when it first came out, but I was planning to cover it on our way out this year of the summer. So here we are. I don't know why that's... I think I screwed up my thing. All right, whatever. There we go. Oop, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. So here we go. When we made it bigger, it disappeared. That's why I'm struggling. Okay, so now we're good. So your pledge will support the... Oh, damn it. Sorry. Trying to get this right. So this is the project. There we go. It's actually what I wanted to show. And, all right, so we're not going to play the video because we actually just don't have permission to do such. But here we go. How do I... Oh, sorry. Your pledge will support an ambitious creative project that is yet to be developed. There's a risk. Despite a creator's best efforts, your reward will not be fulfilled. Despite your reward will not be fulfilled, and we urge you to consider... There's a risk. Despite a creator's best efforts, your reward... I think they have to change that to may not be instead of will not be fulfilled, because now they're guaranteeing. We urge you to consider the risk prior to pledging. Kickstarter is not responsible for fulfillments. A little rough wording there, but when we go over to the Believe in SPIs, we're going to see that, again, they say this, and you actually have to click, I understand that rewards or reimbursement aren't guaranteed by either Kickstarter or the creator. This has changed. You guys who have been watching for a while know that we held a creator 2 feet to the fire, and I can no longer do that. I can no longer go on air and talk about a creator being a bad operator the same way because of this actual change. The reality has been that. But before we do that, I do want to play something, and I want to play a video of one of the most popular people on Kickstarter and explain how he has changed crowdfunding and in a lot of ways my opinions of what crowdfunding can be. So let's play his video.
Hello everybody, this is Brian Polito, creator of Lady Death, and we are back to unleash the most epic chapter in Lady Death's undead life. An all-new original graphic novel entitled Lady Death, Cataclysmic Majesty. This story unleashes a Coffin Comics company-wide event invading the Coffinverse all 2021. In the shadows of Giza's ancient pyramids, the godlike extinction-level villain Insurrectus builds a horrifying machine with a terrible purpose. Meanwhile, his newborn demonic progeny scour the earth, hunting those with supernatural powers willing to defend the innocent. One by one, members of the Sworn fall prey to these monstrous forces. Only Lady Death and the Sisterhood, a band of untested warrior women, are left to challenge Insurrectus in his majestic, cataclysmic plans. Can the Diva of Death overcome these impossible odds as she struggles against her own wicked appetites? Or are we all doomed for once and for all? And introducing Chicago's own Mad Mike Morg, undead gravedigger, and his pet rat, Ratso. Helping me bring this next chapter to life is our returning team. Co-writer Mike McLean, illustrator Diego Bernard, colorist Cece De La Cruz, and veteran letterer Marshall Dillon. And here is the thing. These projects are done. We just got to print, but I need your help to unleash Death-ocalypse onto the world. Please pledge now and tell everyone you know that Lady Death is back to kick ass. We cannot thank you enough for your support and faith in us. It is the engine that drives us wild. Thank you so much, everybody. You effing rule.
Brian Polito shows up and he changes crowdfunding in a lot of ways. So did, as a matter of fact, great time for a segue here. Last night, Buddy Scalera sat down crowdfunding with, and let's hear, join the live stream. He sat down, here you go, with Jimmy Palmiotti, and I don't know why I have such trouble with his name, but I do. So he actually spoke with him about crowdfunding yesterday and the ins and outs of it. And he was another pioneer who kind of brought awareness to it. And I think that if you're being honest, there's a bit of jealousy that comes with crowdfunding when you're seeing these established names come in and scoop up the money. And that's kind of what other creators kind of teach younger creators. And it's a horrible mentality. Listen, comic books have created an industry, and you are part of an industry when you're crowdfunding. And as fans, you're part of that as well, because you're helping the industry continue to grow by supporting these crowdfunding efforts. So with that in mind, let's just take a quick look, and this is brought to us by Games Radar. There we go. Let's check out the most successful crowdfunding campaigns. COMiX Kickstarter. Let's try that again. The most successful COMiX Kickstarter projects of all time. Number 10 was A Girl's Genius, Volume 12. That was from a webcomic. Check Please, which is writer Nagu Uzai. Sorry, I'm doing that. I'm horrible with names. But he did a successful campaign after his first volume. Lady Death. Here we go. Brian Polito. And look, the amount of money, $426,000. 3,306 backers. Amazing. COMiX Volume 1. Every game has a story to tell. We have Ava's Demon Reborn. The Tomorrow Girl. Dressing Kodak has Volume 1. And these are just interesting campaigns. The Control-Alt-Delete webcomic got its, just in 16 hours was funded. This one has bothered people, and we'll talk about this in just a second. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Complete Comic Book Collection. And The Order of the Stick reprinted. This is a stick figure comedy. It for a while had raised the most on Kickstarter. It had 14,000 backers to this date. I don't even think that anyone's at it. It did over $1 million. No one had, well, not to this date. No one had, it had been a while until someone had beat that. And then Berserker, of course, Boom Studios again comes out and wrecks it. Now, I want you to understand something right here and right now. And this is the education value of this moment. 14,000 people have now come and are part of Kickstarter. Let's say even the 10,000 were already there, and that's doubtful considering the press that Keanu Reeves got. And Keanu Reeves, again,
comics are awesome.
It's awesome. We can't at all negate the fact that that man is a very awesome man. He brought 4,000 people at least. And I'm telling you right now, he probably brought 10,000 people to crowdfunding. Remember the beginning when I was talking about that community? This all ties together right now. There's a reason I went through all of that. So these amazing people now called backers have come, and they're now part of this actual site called Kickstarter. So now we're going to continue to be able to see them show up and be part of the conversation of crowdfunding. They're going to get emails. They're going to get other things. Boom Studios. Is it okay that a studio did this? Here's the little bit of tough love. In an industry, there's a marketplace. 14,571 people said it was okay. Listen, I have launched campaigns that have done phenomenal. I have been part of campaigns that have raised thousands of dollars. I have personally had many successful campaigns. I have failed at campaigns. I don't do all the things I could do to monetize, especially with my female characters. I have not slutted them out on covers. But if I did that, I could make money. I know how to make the money and the numbers. The end result is I failed on Kickstarter as well. And I'll continue to use the platform. And I am here to get books out. I am not here to tell anyone else how to do what they do, and I hope no one else tells me what to do. But I'm not going to look at this as a bad moment. When I came up, bad advice was given to me, and I was taught to look down on certain aspects. This is not something to look down on. This is a moment to celebrate in comic books. There is now 14,571 people who backed a single campaign, a comic book campaign. That is a success story. This made over $1 million. It almost made $1.5 million on Kickstarter. This was a great moment in 2020. And Sebastian Bonet, who I was proud to be part of the In Beyond Con this past weekend, shared this on the Nerds of the Round channel. I appreciate that, and thank you to everyone who's coming in here. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Actually, subscribe to my TikTok, Mr. Anderson, or comicbookadvocates.com. We even have one for Continuum. I'm telling you, kids, little tip here, make sure that you are actually doing it and going to make a TikTok. Let's play online together. Let's play. Come play with me. That's going to be my new tagline. Take it as you will. So I think that we've kind of talked about it now. I think you guys kind of get what I'm getting at. Don't be jealous of creators. Don't be jealous of everyone else's success. Worry about your own. If you're a creator who doesn't feel like you have to crowdfund, good for you, but don't talk down to other people. When you're hiding behind your numbers that you get to share, and we all see it, we all know it. It's easy to say that you sold at a table. And, I've seen people do this, talk about how they sold out, and I'll walk to go to the bathroom and their table still has books. Sold out to me means your books aren't on your table anymore. So there is a bit of ego in comics. There is a bit of fakeness and a bit of I can't tell the truth. And it is scary to be on social media. Will you dress up on TikTok? I already have dressed up. Okay. I'll give you guys a treat. I'll give you guys, because Miriam asked for it, just because Miriam's so awesome. I will actually, hold on. I'm going to drag out one of my videos, and I will, give me 1 second. Ooh. All right, so there's copyrighted music on that video. So what I'll do is I'll actually go to my TikTok. So let's do that. So here, real quick, we'll go to my TikTok and I'll show you. Since we're here, we got a couple minutes because, like I said, a lot of today's programming for Backer Pause itself is actually about, and here you go, Continuum. And of course, I'm going to be part of Continuum, but I'm going to get Mike and some other great creators to be on our channel as well. All right, so let me see. I'm trying to, there we are. So here you guys go. This is actually me dressed up as CatDad, if you haven't seen it already. Oh, I think the CatDad one went away. Oh, it was a short one, that's why. There I am as CatDad, dressed up. And I wear, and Miriam, you might have missed this. I will be in the future going back to the shirt and tie look. Summer is over. I actually usually wear, like I do for comic book school when I am on camera, a shirt and tie. Now, if you guys want to see me do an interview wearing the CatDad outfit, go to Comic Book School's YouTube page, and you can see an entire interview of me actually doing an interview while wearing that. And here's some product development. This is literally me at home developing it. And I'm talking about, let me see.
Certain. So they said being a comic book content creator, you'd have to sometimes go to your comfort zone. We're going to test that today for certain.
Very tight. This is not my comfort zone. I will tell you that. Wearing something that tight, yeah. That was not the most comfortable thing I have ever been part of. Speaking of comic book school, they're in the house right now. And yeah, this was some uncomfortable stuff that I was part of. And it was definitely kind kind of scary.
So you guys are going to be seeing some stuff.
And that was actually me doing product development. Now, I talk about a lot of stuff on my channel. We talk about ADHD on my personal channel. I'm going to be moving a lot of my comic book content and sharing it. So I will produce the video for comicbookadvocates.com, which is available on TikTok right now. And what I'll do is I'll share it on both accounts. So that way I'm getting the biggest audience I can, which is like using Kickstarter, right? Getting a bigger audience. That's what this is all about. Now, here's what's really cool. I get to hang out with people like Victor Dandridge on TikTok. I get to talk with other comic book enthusiasts. I get to do stitches with great other creators. Danny is somewhere here. This man right here on TikTok, you have to check out. He loves comics, loves comics. Let me give him some proper love right now of who he is. Let's bring up his profile. I'm trying to get to him right now. Why is it not doing it? All right, so it's For the Love of Comics. He does some fantastic stuff, guys. Super funny guy. I don't agree with him when he says indie. Indie to him is Image and Boom Studios. So I'm not saying that you can't count them as indie. I'm just saying I'd like to see it more. And he gets some great comic talk things here. He's a very passionate guy. Follow him as well. By the way, Comic Book School is on TikTok as well, if you didn't know. So Comic Book Advocates here, you're going to see a lot more. And here, I'll even give you this one.
I never gave back the power. I still have it. I guess you have to call me the master of the universe.
All right, that's me, obviously, with the dad beard going on. So I have the dad body that was clearly shown in the CatDad outfit.
Have the power!
Let me tell you, I am the biggest nerd in the world. I am laughing because there's a comment I'm going to read in a second. I'm the biggest nerd in the world. I don't do a lot of those things, but I saw He-Man and my little butt scooted over. I ran over and I was all excited. And here we go. We only tick. We're not ready to talk yet. It's a journey. It's about getting out there. The hardest part about TikTok is being concise. You have to have an idea in your head and you have to get it out within 60 seconds. There is now a 3-minute video, but the downside to a 3-minute video is no one can stitch it. No one can do edits. So now if you're wondering what a duet is, let me quickly show you what a duet would be. I can go to my account. So over here we did, where is it? Okay, so here's the challenge.
Here's a fun challenge for everyone. Stitch this and comment where you've seen your comics in the wild. Where's a place that you heard a story or saw your comic book pop up? Maybe on TikTok, maybe at a comic book store. Share your experience.
Now, I knew I put this here, and I decided to do my own challenge. So if we go over to my account, then we are going to get on to the backer pause of the show. But here we go. I actually answered it. Here we go. Cool story.
Here's a fun challenge for everyone. Stitch this and comment where you've seen your... I've actually gotten a couple great stories, including seeing it show up on TikTok on my feed one day, which was pretty cool. I've seen people share posts on social media, but the one story that I'll always remember is this one. So this woman comes up to me at a Georgia Comic Con. She's just kind of staring at Arbor Unleashed. And she's like, "Did you write this?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was a little worried because just the look she had on her face. And she's like, "Oh my God, my students have been talking about this book for the last couple of weeks, and they've shown it to me. This is really great art, and they really like the story, and they can't stop talking about it." And I was kind of blown away by that. And she told me that she's a teacher at SCAT University, which is an art university on the border of Georgia and North Carolina. So something I created became a discussion at an art university because of the quality and the story and the art matching together. That is something I will never forget and blew me away. Here's a fun...
So you can stitch even your own videos and play around with yourself. It's just fun. I've done things with Victor Dandridge. On my page, you're going to see Danny J. Quick, which, by the way, I have been on TikTok for years now. However, I definitely felt out of place when I first showed up. I think my first video, and if we can get down there far enough, was back in, like, I want to say 2017 or 2018 maybe. But I've been on this platform a lot. There's Danny now right there. Here we go. See if we can see his face. And I was trying to cheer him up. I was trying to tell him I'd send him a hug. But Danny, like, he worked the system for the last year, and I watched him grow, and I watched him do all these amazing videos. And he has something like 45,000 followers. He's doing an amazing job. And here we go. So the first time we ever went live was a Comic-Con forecast.
My name is Mr. AnderSiN, and this is the Comic-Con forecast brought to you by IndieAdvocates.com. This weekend at the Northeast Comic-Con and Collectibles Extravaganza, you will find Christopher Scott Herbert and Alan Herbert will be representing HBC COMiX.
There you go. That's how I started on TikTok. That was all the way back in 2018. It's 2021 now. But in all honesty, I got called old a lot. So I disappeared for a little bit, and I stood back and I waited for it. And then this year, when we started out with the Continuum, I decided to come back. And since making this video, for some reason, got a lot.
So I'm going to make this channel all about comics and comic book history.
Now, I was going to make it about comic book history, but then I got into the ADHD side of it as well. And I realized that TikTok allows you to have different actual channels. So I made the Comic Book Advocates channel. I'm a big proponent of Comic Book School having their channel, and even Continuum Comics has their own channel. Each one will have tailored content to it. And because I have the ADHD brain, my channel will remain a whole bunch of different stuff, but a Comic Book Advocates will have the forecast from now on. And I will share that on my page to build it. I try to do duets with it because that helps the original profile or account to actually be shown, and it helps their algorithms. And the same thing I'll do at Comic Book School. And we'll quickly show Comic Book School, by the way. Comic Book School. And I should be, because I'm under my Continuum account right now. Let's see. He has 18. Ooh, I can give him 19 followers now because I haven't liked it or followed it from this. You guys can see the in beyond right here, Comic Book School. With Dan, and he uses music, so I have to be careful with playing it. But look at this, 600 views. So here's a really stunning fact. I was on YouTube way longer. I think our first video on YouTube was 2014. Now, we've had trouble on YouTube because of backer pause. This very show has gotten us literally kicked off of YouTube for a 6-month suspension. We did our time. We've come back. We had all of our subscribers. I looked back and I had found a photo, and I hadn't realized we had like 700 subscribers. And yeah, Comic Book School, you have more than 600 views. Right now, you guys have, let's see, rough 5, 7, 8,000, 1,200, 14, 2,000, around 2,600 views. So, and this will blow you away. So since 2014, despite that 6-month thing, we have been able to get, I believe, 27,000 views across the lifetime of the channel. You can find comicbookadvocates.com with Mr. AnderSiN, I believe is our current YouTube thing, but just look at Comic Book Advocates and you'll find it. So we have gotten 27,000 views. That sounds like a lot, right? On TikTok, I'm about to hit 100,000 views in about a 4-month period, maybe 5-month period. 100,000 views and growing. And I've built the channel. 18 followers, 76 likes, but already 2,000 views. You go to Continuum Comics, I'm just starting to do 26 followers, 241 likes. And some of this is going to have to be it. This is, I refer to this as definitely grassroots. So we have 29 followers. So both accounts have about the same amount of likes, and they're both growing already. And then you go over to my account. I think I have 300 followers currently. And let's see. Yes, I have 3,000 likes, 334 followers, which hopefully someone today can follow me and help that out. I follow 98 amazing content creators because I also give the love, and I do videos. So this is me. This is supposed to be about me. This is, me is who I am. If you want to know more about Mr. AnderSiN, like I'm telling you right now, I had people shocked that I would dress up And that just goes to show you we don't always know each other as well as we do think each other. So putting your personality out there and being genuine and being yourself. It's easy to be nasty. It's so much harder to show off who you are. So stop being nasty. Stop hanging out with nasty people. Stop hanging out with Debbie Downers and loser Lucases. Instead, find yourself with people that you want to rise together with. Hang out with them. Danny J. Quick, an amazing gentleman right there, just absolutely killing it. He's like the king of TikTok right now, hands down for comic book creators. TikTok's the next avenue. You now know. So what else do we got for you today? Let's see. I think I've shown it all. Quick couple shout outs. We're getting up to our 1 hour mark. Again, this is on Comic Book School right now on YouTube. An amazing discussion between Buddy and Jimmy. I got to actually do the announcer voice at a certain point, and I was a little like, don't screw up, idiot. You're in front of like, two great people now. Like, but being around Buddy is scary enough. You don't want to sound like an idiot sometimes, but being around both of them, I was like, oh boy, go. All right. So quick shout out to Jeremounts. You'll see this on our TikTok channel. He's going to be at Dragon Con. Let's see. So we asked everyone for their last call for Kickstarters for this summer. Because that's right. Summer ends. Here comes Labor Day. I don't think you're allowed to wear white socks and shoes anymore. I have no idea. Something about white something. Chuck will be at Dallas this September in the fall. He's going to be there the 17th to the 19th. Caleb's going to be at the Hall of Fame City Comic Con, Three Rivers, and Akron. That's what it is. I've heard it out loud. Comic Con. Nador's probably already done with his man-child. By the time you're watching this, if it's pre-recorded, coming soon, we're going to have Jerry. Jerry's going to give us The Vengeance. This is Astral of Vengeance, issue number 1. Ed Davis is back for Immortal Error. Where is CatDad and SuperMom? I swear I put that in here. I have to put it in if it's not already. We have Satan's Coloring Book, volumes 1 and 2. And Mary's going to be staying close to home with the mini mice presented by Massachusetts and the ladies of Kamazi and the Nerd Night soon. I don't have dates for those. Southwest Florida. I will be with Claude that day. I am actually the friend he is talking about. I'm pretty excited about this weekend. Dwayne Robinson has the Brooklyn Comic Con at the Brooklyn Expo Center. And then, let's see, we have Avery's going to have a pre-launch. He's finally doing something here with his Murder Man mystery. So we're going to be excited about this. And let's see, we have 4 more comics. Bishop, who is now a subscriber to the Comic Book School channel. He was actually there last night. Has a Patreon going on. Chris Hammer's going to be at not only Atlanta, which is Dragon Con this weekend, but Miami for SuperCon. So I'll actually get to hang out with Chris. He's going to do C2E2 in Chicago, and he's going to have the Adventures of Byron on Scoot Comics. So Chris is a great creator. Check him out. Madeline Howling has the Fan Expo Boston Comic Con the 3rd through the 5th. That's this weekend. Oh, I didn't know Boston was going this weekend. Even I learned something. And then, of course, the rules for Backer Paws. And here we go. CatDad and SuperMom, which I have a video for. Let's see. We got some videos. Let's play some videos. Here's CatDad.
See that mask right there? That's a representation of my son. That is a representation of becoming a better parent. That's a representation of trying to be, in many ways, a symbol of hope. CatDad is something I strive to be as a parent. And when we started on this journey for the 2nd issue, we knew it had to be as powerful and as good as the 1st issue. The problem is, how do you do that? You don't. You stop and you just make a quality story. So if you never read the 1st book, that doesn't matter. This one stands alone. And it stands powerfully alone as it tells a tale about how dangerous it can be to meet your heroes and how much they can crush your heart. But there's a surprise. Not only in the dream world does something happen, but there's a visitor who sets heroics on the right path. Please join us for this 2nd campaign and remember to rise against bullying.
Rather just be on.
Hi, we are Alan and Allie, the father-daughter writing duo of Spies Among Us. We are back with issue 2, and we are so glad to have you here with us.
We know it's been kind of a weird year, and we wanted to acknowledge that. Who could have foreseen that superpowered individuals were real and living among us?
Their exposure has created so much chaos.
But we continue to tell you the story as the action heats up with new spies and revelations about their existence. And where is this Dr. Anonymous? And can he be found in the middle of all this madness?
We gotta run, but there's a lot of good stuff here. Please check it out. We're so glad to have you back, and we'll see you soon, we hope.
Hey guys, Michael Dolce here, creator of The Sire for Sire Studios, Descendant for Image Comics, Plan 59 for Dren Productions, and the very latest book that I have coming out, Time Trader for Rogue Matter. My best advice for creators, I could break down to 3 things trying to break into the industry. 1, make comics. 2, make comics. 3, make comics. Get a bit of a trend here, but in 3 minutes or less, the best thing I can tell you is if you're an artist, you're only going to get better the more you actually draw sequential pages. So go out there, find writers, team up, and get paid for your artwork, but most importantly, do it. The more you do, the better you'll become, the more you'll be able to get higher paying and higher profile gigs along the way. If you're a writer, there's nothing that you can actually show people more than an actual finished comic book that can demonstrate that you can write. So, again, my advice to you guys is to make comics, and make comics. This has been Michael Dolce. You can check me out on Twitter at @sire_studios. That's SIRE _ studios. You can go to Instagram.com/Sire Studios, Facebook.com/Sire Studios, and go to SireStudiosInc.com and check out my new book on Rogue Matter. And you can also go directly to the Kickstarter, which is launching August 31st, SireStudiosInc.com/Kickstarter. That'll bring you right there. Thanks, guys.
My name is Dylan Sharp. For most of my life, I've had the uncanny ability to manipulate time. More specifically, 24-hour intervals of time. When I choose to, I can literally undo anything in my past up to 24 hours the previous day. It's like a running timer in my brain. I hit rewind, and bam, I'm right back where I was the day before. Not 2 minutes, not 2 hours, but exactly 24 hours previous, complete with all the memories and experiences to boot. It's something that could really come in handy right now if I wasn't still groggy from the drugs. I don't know what they used to spike my drink, or how they knew it would block my powers, or how they even knew I had powers at all. What's worse is, I can't help thinking, if it wasn't for my damn mother, I wouldn't be in this situation to begin with.
And that's officially live now, guys. So we're happy to have that. And you guys can see we're going to give some love on our way out as we have a race to the 1 hour finish mark. So here we go. With less than a minute and a half to go, congratulations to Martha Schwartz as she found happiness on Kickstarter. She successfully funded CV Zane presents Scorpina #3 Revelations. The 3rd issue, starting with the most dangerous woman in the comics. Scorpina is now live, but time's running out as it ends on September 6th. Check out The Spies from Alan Silverwood as he presents the superhero mystery that continues with danger, more spies, and the first look at Dr. Anonymous in action. This is ending September 9th. We'll hopefully get him on next week for the show. Stay tuned for more. And our good friend across the, well, actually, he's down under, Sean Keenan presents Terra Olympus. There we go. Volume 1, 2, and 3. Sci-fi graphic novel. Earth is a distant memory and humanity now lives on the space station Terra Olympus. This is an amazing science fiction graphic novel. More to come. We have CatDad, which is launching next Tuesday on the 7th. The Satanic Coloring Book is soon. So is Coming the Immortal Era. And, of course, it's now live. This all can be found at BackerPaws.com. On your way out, please understand the importance of a single dollar. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you in the fall for more Backer Paws. The power of a single dollar. One single dollar can help make dreams come true. Every dollar is a declaration of support and belief. It helps the creators and the teams behind the book. Just $1 helps create new worlds and keeps creators.